honor to have as one of Ledger global leaders who will introduce a new chapter in secure ownership, the benefits of secure digital ownership, introducing signer and wallet experience. Please welcome Mr. JF, Executive Vice President of Consumer Service at Ledger. Please give a warm round of applause to our speaker of this session ขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับแขกของเราด้วยค่ะ
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. I'm sorry I don't speak Thai. And it's a bit of a shame because there's a branch of my family wearing my name that comes half from Thailand. So my apologies for doing this in English. As you can understand from my accent, I'm French, so hope it's going to be okay for everyone with a French accent. My name is JF Rocher. At Ledger, I'm in charge of the wallet and services. And I'm happy to be here to tell you a little bit more about how Ledger helps people manage their crypto, protect their crypto, and use their crypto. And so that's what we will be discussing today. We'll be talking about the benefits of digital ownership. What is it to own digital assets safely and in action? Because you get more and more things that you can do with your crypto. So, a couple of words about Ledger. By the way, I don't know, how many people here in the room already have a Ledger? Raise your hand. Okay. Can do better, but some already. So I'll be explaining a little bit what it is about. Ledger helps people protect and use their digital assets. And if you look at how many people is that, we've sold so far about 8 million devices worldwide, including Thailand. And these are used to protect about 20% of global crypto. If you think Bitcoin, it's about 25% of Bitcoins that are protected and managed through a Ledger device. If you think about stablecoin that people are discussing massively these days, it's about 27%. So why is that? Why so many people around the world, and why so much value is protected by Ledger? So we'll be giving you a little bit more details about that. First, the idea of using Ledger is the idea of using a wallet, what we call a self-custodian wallet. So you're in charge, okay? You control your digital property, you control your digital assets. And we talk about that. We talk about digital private property. It's almost like a fundamental right for people. You can own what is yours. It's not a third party. It's not like someone centralized somewhere that can decide on your behalf. So it's relatively natural to think that if you have something that is yours, you get control of what is yours. So the mission of Ledger is just that. Is for every type of digital assets, crypto included, give you control and make sure that you exercise your right to a digital private property. So it's not theoretical. Sometimes you can realize when you have money in the bank that it's not your money, it's the money of the bank. And a lot of people have done this experience. Then there's a lot of intermediaries. You have to trust these intermediaries. Think about crypto over time. There's been a lot of issues with centralized intermediaries going down, being hacked, mismanaged. So you look for this sovereignty. But more importantly, you look for freedom and freedom of choice. I often explain the benefit of using a wallet, like what we do at Ledger, in the following manner. When you interact with a centralized service, should it be a bank, an exchange, you're face-to-face with the service. The service tells you, here is my service, here's my offering. Enjoy it, this is what I have for you. At Ledger, and when you use a wallet, It's a different approach. You're side by side with the customer. You help people making their own choices among a variety of alternatives. And you can do that by connecting a wallet throughout DeFi, for example. And you can do that by using the app of the wallet that I will be talking a little bit more about in a minute. So when you have a wallet, when you use something like Ledger, you have native access to decentralized services, to DeFi, to dApps. You have choice. And when you think the world of today, discuss a lot about AI, for example. Do you want a world where people tell you, okay, give me your brain, I will be thinking for you. Give me your money, I will be investing it for you, and everything will be optimized, but you have no thinking to do? Or do you want a world where you have choice? And choice that is an empowered choice, where you can sign when you can decide. So this is what digital private property is about. Now, if you think about this revolution, it's just the beginning. I started working in technology when what we call tech is starting. Did my first internet project in '98. Not too bad. Maybe some started even before me. But I saw this revolution of internet in the 2000s. I saw the speculation on internet, saying, oh, internet will be something big one day. But back then, everybody had like a 56K modem that was doing like... It was very hard to use. There was no smartphone. So imagine what we face today. A new revolution, a revolution of value that is just in its inception. So how do we go mainstream? It's a big question for a lot of people. Well, first, we are quite advanced on that path. When you look at the number of people holding crypto, and think about here in Thailand, the number of people holding crypto, top 5 market in the world, it's already big, but it gets bigger. And how does it get bigger? It's a mix of security, empowerment, and utility, ease of use. But then comes another problem. If I tell you, okay, you have digital property, and you can interact with a series of experience, all these things, we see them on our smartphones and on our computers. And this was not done to manage digital private property. These devices are not made to be secure. So they are not secure. Who trusts, for sure, crypto experience or not, that what you see on your phone or computer is the truth? Raise your hand if you always trust that what you see on phone or computer. See? Well, I think no one says yes, for sure. But what do you do about that? The problem is twofold. There was one problem which is like, can your computer, can your phone be infected? Could you have a malware? But there's another problem. Can the website, can the protocol, can the service itself be hacked and be victim of a malware, of any other form of phishing attempt? So it's both sides. You can say, I'm sure about myself, but you cannot be sure about the counterparty. So it's a big issue. And this big issue is very real. When you look at how much money disappeared, just in 25, and the year is not finished, still counting, $2.17 billion were hacked. And this is growing every year. So we need a solution. And the solution, it's here. So there we have a little booth. You can find some, you can even buy some. It's to have another screen, a trusted display, a screen where you can see what you are doing. How does that work? This is based on a secure element. So what is a secure element? Secure element is actually the chip you have on your credit card, okay, or inside your passport. So this is the most secure chip that exists. On top of that, Ledger has built something that is probably the most unique thing we have done, is to build an operating system that makes the device run on a secure element. And what runs on the secure element is this secure screen. So the screen of your computer, the screen of your phone, these screens are not secure. This is a secure screen. What you see here is what's going to happen. So when you transact with your crypto, look here. There will be two things happening. One thing that is seeing what you're going to sign, and it's something we call clear signing, I'll talk about it. And the other thing, there will be a simulation of the transaction, what we call transaction check, that will also be happening. But these two things, they're worth nothing if they happen on the phone, on the computer, because the screen can lie. So what matters is to have this level of security on a separate display, on a display that doesn't lie. The question now is also a question of signing. Historically, one of the big problems of crypto is, okay, I don't want my crypto to get hacked. So 11 years ago, when Ledger started, there was mostly Bitcoin, and there was not a million things to be done. So people wanted to store value safely. They were using our products, and I'm not saying they were forgetting it, but they were hiding it, putting it in a safe place. Now the opportunity for every type of digital asset is immense. Just looking around here, there's so many things you can do with your digital assets, so many things you can do with your crypto. So the new risk is not just hodling and hodling safely, it's using. It is about signing transaction, engaging in a lot of opportunities, protocols, yield, swap, growing your assets, growing your value, exchanging it, sending it to someone. Each time you sign, you're at risk. So you sign with a device that is made for that. This is what we call the signer, with the secure screen. So, a lot of devices. Here you see Ledger Stacks. Here you see Ledger Flex. So Ledger Flex is, as I said, here next door as well. But there's a new one coming. It's Ledger Nano, Gen 5. Always with these larger screens. Because on the historical device, you can follow what you do. There is a screen, it's a trusted display, but it's a display that is not really made for transacting at scale. So we adopted a technology, which is e-ink, and we enlarge the screen. But the screen is controlled the same. What you see and your interaction is powered by the secure element. This design is completed by little icons that you can add to your device to personalize it. And it came from Tony Fadell, who invented the iPod, and Tony is a board member of Ledger. He brought in Susan Kerr, who was the iconic designer of the early days of the Macintosh, for those who remember, to bring all this nice iconography and a lot of nice personalization with badges for the Ledger device. So that you can find on ledger.com. You don't want to lose your assets. So of course you need a device, but you need to make sure that you can recover in case you lose your device. There's a suite of products for that. First, as you know, you can use a recovery sheet with 24 words, but you can use also a service called Recover, where you can subscribe, and with your identity, you can also recover. And now you can also use a recovery key, which is also based on the secure element technology, and that helps you make sure that you can recover what is in your wallet. So there's no reason to be blocked by the idea of, okay, what do I do with the recovery phrase? Now, I said it, you don't want just to store assets, you don't want to keep assets on the side, you want to use your assets. And this is what is a wallet about. And what we do at Ledger is a wallet. And this wallet, you want to do two things. You want to connect to DeFi, to different protocols. And you have already a lot of possibilities for that. And we announced at Ledger Open, our annual conference, new ways for application, decentralized application, wallet-powered experiences to connect to Ledger in a secure manner. But you also want an application with different type of services. And that's why we rebranded our application that used to be called Ledger Live, the Ledger Wallet app. As I said it's a wallet that is on your side, that helps you make choice. So you will find about 20 providers to buy crypto. You will find more than a dozen providers to swap crypto. And all of these, they are competing for you as a customer. We don't do services ourselves. We help you make choice, informed choice, across multiple services. The same for growing your asset. We have been investing in an earn section where you can stake, you can access yield, stable yield, and more choice in the future. So the combination of the wallet and the application, of the signer and the wallet, is essential for you to live your digital life with choices and security. So the application is an application. So the Ledger Wallet app, you find it classically on your App Store, on Google Play, and it also works for desktop. So there's a heavy client for desktop, like you could download Spotify, for example. It's the same principle. So as we're arriving to the conclusion, what does it say? It says like the crypto revolution is an important revolution. The digital asset revolution is an important revolution. The question we've seen, and remember like Web 2.0. Web 2.0, we are saying, oh, peer-to-peer, social creator, your individual content, we are all connected. And bingo, you get like super centralized players that take all your data. Not so nice. So what do we do with this crypto revolution, with this digital asset revolution? We all have digital assets. We'll have more and more digital assets. As AI is growing, the amount of digital property identifying yourself in the digital world will grow exponentially. So do we want to be in control? Do we want to be in control with the right level of security? At rest, when we save value, to make sure it stays there, and in motion, in connectivity, when you interact with others, when we interact with experiences. So that's what we are building fearlessly, year after year, is to make it easy for you to keep control of your assets and keep control of your choices. So that's the important piece. So if you think about numbers, there are about 700 million crypto users, probably more. Among them, there are 40 million that control their property themselves. And then if you think about the ones doing it securely, with this type of devices, it's only 10 million. So there's a big way to go. That's why we're here, because we believe strongly that what we do is important for people. Because we want to interact with you, we want to understand how you think things. In each market around the world, we have local presence here in Thailand. There's a whole team that is waiting for you, not only to sell devices, but also to talk, to understand what do you need to access this revolution here within one of the most important countries for crypto in the world. So I'm, again, very honored to be here. I hope I will have the chance to discuss with you after this little speech. And I can only encourage everybody to be creative, to be entrepreneurs. We are building an infrastructure for that. We also have solutions for enterprise, for projects, for companies. So we'll be, again, delighted to discuss more. And thank you again to the organizers for the invitation. It's a very impressive event. It's a very beautiful place. So happy to be here. So thank you very much to all of you. And let's go for digital property.